Hey guys, so welcome to my channel. I teach math. Today you will be watching a video on solving inequalities. So if you have any questions, just drop them in the comment box below. And also don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I teach math. And remember, once again, I teach math, you learn it. Let's do some math. Alright, so today we're going to be looking at solving inequalities. I'm going to do one or two examples. I think I'm going to do two examples on how to solve inequalities. But just to give a background information with inequalities, it's just like equations. However, you'll be using the inequality signs greater than or less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to signs. I didn't say it in order, but these are the signs that you're going to be working with when you're solving inequalities. So basically let's look at a basic inequality. Let's say 3 is less than 5. We know that this is true. 3 is definitely less than 5. But there's another rule when it comes to solving inequalities, and that's dealing with multiplying and dividing by a negative. And like I said, I just wanted to give you a quick background information on something that's important. So just say if we had 2 is less than 6, and we wanted to multiply both sides by a negative 1. When I multiply both sides by negative 1, I'm going to get negative 2 is less than negative 6 right here. So when we look at this inequality and looking at the number line, you know all numbers to the left of the left of 0 is negative, and it gets smaller. So on the number line, negative 2 is actually greater than negative 6 because it's actually closer to 0. So in this case, you're going to want to flip the sign. So anytime you're multiplying or dividing by a negative, you're going to want to just change the sign, flip the sign back to where it was, to make the statement true. I'm sorry. So that's just the background information. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the actual example because it looks like my computer is about to die. So bear with me as I go through this example. Maybe it'll give me about 3 or 4, at least 5 minutes to show you the example. So make sure you have your paper and pencil ready to write. Alright, so the first example that we're going to work on today is 3x plus 3 is less than or equal to 15. So like previously mentioned, you will definitely solve this as if you were solving an equation, which your first step that you would do is subtract negative 3 on both sides. But instead, remember, we have an inequality sign. So I'm going to subtract 3 on both sides. 3 minus 3 is 0. And I have 3x left. So 3x is less than or equal to 15 minus 3 is 12. Okay, so we've done the first step. We have subtracted 3 on both sides so that we can get closer to getting x by itself. So now we're down to our second step, which now, since this is 3x is less than 12, and I have to remind my students all the time, this is the product. We're going to do the inverse of 3x, which is divide 3 on both sides of the inequality sign. So once I do that, when I divide 3 on both sides, it's going to give me x is less than or equal to 4. So that's the answer that I have here. X is less than or equal to 4. So that's that example. So keep in mind, you solve it just like you would solve the equation. However, at this point, we're just working with the inequality signs. Alright, so let me do another example that's going to kind of give you an idea of what I was talking about in the beginning of the video, talking about dividing or multiplying by a negative sign and your reasoning for switching signs. It's basically, I look at it as you switching the sign to make the statement actually true, because according to the number lines. So you're going to have negative 3x plus 3 is less than or equal to 15. Once again, we still are going to do the same steps. We're going to subtract 3 on both sides. 3 minus 3 is 0, which gives us that 0 pair. So all I have left here is a negative 3x, and I'm going to bring that down. So negative 3x is less than or equal to 12. From here, I need to divide by a negative 3. We know negative 3 divided by negative 3 is a 1. which will leave me with x. And we all know, just basic, going back to the basic rules, we know that the coefficient of x is understood to be 1 if you don't see like an actual number in front of it, like visibly. So you have -3 on this side. So now when you bring everything down as it is written, you have x is less than or equal to -4. But like we said in the beginning, when you're multiplying and dividing by negative signs, you want to look at it according to the number line, or in this case, like where some of my students, they just know, hey, we're just going to flip the sign. So we're going to flip that sign, and it's going to be x is less than or equal to -4. So that is our answer. X is less than or equal to -4. Sorry about that. All right. So there you have it, solving inequalities. If you have any questions, subscribe below to I Teach Math.